headlines for this hour on VTV News. Meeting to resolve difficulties in social housing implementation. And Vietnamese traders burned down in Warsaw's mall fire. In a war news, UN reports improved prospects for the world's economy.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. The Party Central Committee on the second day of its ongoing 9th plenum in Hanoi on May 17 held group discussions on a draft report reviewing party building work and the party statutes to be submitted to the 14th National Party Congress. The Party Central Committee also looked into a scheme to review Politburo Directive No. 35, dated May 30, 2019, and the Politburo Draft Directive on the party congresses at all levels leading up to the 14th National Party Congress. In the afternoon, the Politburo met to consider and collect feedback and explain the Party Central Committee's opinions on the draft report. Prime Minister Phie chaired a meeting on May 17 to remove difficulties and obstacles in implementing social housing development. More to follow.
At the meeting, after hearing the opinions of leaders of ministries and branches, the Prime Minister assessed that ministries and branches have actively participated in removing obstacles for social housing development. He pointed out that Vietnam has recently built a legal basis for numerous related laws. Regarding human resources, the Prime Minister called for diversification of human resources in the state, society, and credit institutions, the priority mechanisms to support both sellers and buyers of social housing, the participation of local party committees and authorities, simpler administrative procedures and conditions for both borrowers investing in social housing and buyers, renters, and lease purchasers. The Prime Minister has assigned numerous specific tasks to relevant ministries, branches, localities, units, and businesses.
By the end of last year, Vietnam has faced over 240 trade defense investigation cases concerning its exported goods, with numerous others currently under scrutiny. Notably, the U.S. constitutes nearly a quarter of these cases, while Vietnam's largest export market. In the following story, let's delve into the reasons behind this and the necessary measures to address the issue.
The U.S. is one of the world's largest and most open markets for international goods, with consistently low import tariffs. Consequently, the U.S. requires a mechanism to regulate the influx of imported goods and safeguard domestic manufacturing enterprises.
I have personally been involved in trade remedy cases for over 30 years, and I have seen cases where the trade remedy was appropriate and designed to protect the domestic industry from unfair competition. However, unfortunately, I have seen an equal number of cases where the trade remedy laws were abused.
In cases of unjustified defense, conflicts may arise within the U.S. market. This presents an opportunity for countries facing trade defense, such as Vietnam.
I recommend that businesses, through their import partners, including the media in the importing country, express opinions that support exporters' perspectives and counter domestic manufacturers' arguments.
Before launching investigations or lawsuits, import markets such as the U.S. should invest significant time gathering evidence to support their accusations. However, once the investigation commences, export businesses like those in Vietnam have only about a month to prepare counter-evidence.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. In other words, a small amount of preparation is worth a lot of work when it comes to actually doing the work and finding the solution.
Ultimately, the effect on domestic industries in the U.S. will depend on various factors, including the specific measures implemented and the responses of trading partners.
According to current production trends, Southeast Asia, including countries such as Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam, is forecasted to become the next focal point of trade defense worldwide. Proactively preventing and preparing to face trade defense will be key for Vietnamese goods to overcome these barriers.
In Washington, D.C., the General Director of Vietnam Customs and the Acting Commissioners of U.S. Customs have just signed a declaration seeking cooperation in risk management for trade between the two nations. The two sides discussed the possibility of sharing information between joint major seaport in Vietnam and the United States and implementing an electronic data exchange mechanism for goods traded among the two countries to facilitate bilateral trade. To contribute to the growth of two-way import-export turnover, the two countries' customs will strengthen cooperation to prevent origin fraud, transshipment fraud, evasions of trade protections, and illegal transshipment measures. The European Union (EU) is the world's largest fruit import market, boasting an import value exceeding $70 billion in 2023. However, the market share held by Vietnamese enterprises remain modest, hovering around 1%. This figure pales in comparison to Vietnam's export potentials and the EU robust import demand. In the following story, let's delve into the reasons behind this discrepancy and explore potential solutions to bolster Vietnam fruit export to the EU market.
This French supermarket chain offers a wide range of imported fresh products, including Vietnamese fruits. They stock over 50 types of imported fruit, with Vietnamese fruit comprising less than 10% of the selection. Among them are 4 popular varieties of passion fruit.
Vietnamese yellow passion fruit is a new addition here. However, many consumers hesitate to buy it because they are unfamiliar with its taste. While Vietnamese fruit is known for its deliciousness, buyers often find limited choices. The products are not consistently available for sale.
The EU demonstrates a substantial and consistent demand for fresh and semi-processed fruit products. Importers in the EU tend to be discerning and have long-standing partnerships with traditional suppliers from regions like South America and Africa. The challenge for new suppliers lies in the instability of product supply, limited brand recognition.
South American countries hold an advantage over Asian counterparts in terms of geographical proximity, long-standing trade relationships, lower production costs, and competitive pricing. Vietnam's production scale remains fragmented, resulting in a limited number of orchards that meet EU standards.
According to experts, Vietnamese fruit producers should focus on branding, enhancing product quality, and implementing effective preservation methods to establish a strong presence in major supermarkets in the EU.
Promotion plays a crucial role. Dragon fruit is as delicious and nutritious as New Zealand kiwi. However, the kiwi enjoys greater popularity in the European market.
Improving the transportation system and modernizing logistic infrastructure, including highways, warehouses, and ports, is necessary to reduce business costs.
Economic uncertainties, heat waves, and droughts significantly impact the supply and quality of fruit. Achieving the fruit and vegetable export target of $6 to $6.5 billion is no easy feat. Businesses must address the existing challenges for Vietnamese fruits to penetrate the market further.
Coming up next on VTV News, Vietnamese traders burned down in Warsaw's mall fire. And President Ho Chi Minh ideology on culture front. A fire that destroyed Poland Mariwilska shopping center has tragically affected thousands of business households, the majority of whom are Vietnamese. They have lost all their assets and important legal documents like business and driver licenses. Hundreds of Vietnamese business owners are going bankrupt while thousands of workers are unemployed. Their wish right now is to resume a stable life.
This man is still in shock, even though 5 days have passed since the fire at Mariwilska shopping center in Warsaw. Although the fire burned everything, Trang still wants to access the site to see if there is anything to salvage.
I still don't know how my life will go on. Changing jobs requires skills. I'm 50, so finding a job at this age is difficult. I'm the family's only breadwinner. One child is in college, while another is in high school. My wife is in the hospital. It's very difficult.
Similarly, this man lost $250,000 in the fire. At over 60, he doesn't know what to do now.
I'm doing wholesale and own a double counter with a large stock. All my assets amounted to $250,000. I don't have a penny left now. Everything is burnt to ash, including our legal documents. My wife and I do not know how to start again. We are old now. Who will hire us at our age?
All business households hope the authorities will soon find the cause of the fire. A new temporary market is expected to be built.
All I want now is to have a job. We hope the market authority, city authority, and Poland will support us in rebuilding the market to stabilize our lives.
I've been here for about 25 years, and now I'm empty-handed, so I can only pray for a new, stable job to settle down.
44 Mariwilska is one of the largest shopping centers in Warsaw. It hosts over 460 stalls run by Vietnamese traders.
Several scam organizations and individuals purportedly recruiting workers for agriculture jobs in Australia have been uncovered by the Ministry of Labour, Invalid and Social Affairs and their Australian counterparts. Typically, the scammer will ask for money. The Ministry of Labour recommends that workers do not register or pay money to any organizations or individuals claiming to participate in the Australian Agriculture Labour Programme until the Ministry of Labour, Invalid and Social Affairs and the Australian embassies officially announce the list of approved businesses. The ministry also requested that provincial people's committees prevent fraudulent information about sending workers to work abroad and pursue organizations and individuals who take advantage of the program to scam and illegally collect money from workers. Gok Village, Thượng Trạch Commune is a border village in Quảng Bình province. During the current dry season, villagers are finding it extremely difficult to access fresh water. As a result, Kon Horang border guard have worked tirelessly to bring clean water to the locals.
The border guards at Kon Rang station have designed and constructed a water system to supply potable water to this area. Meanwhile, the community has mobilized capital to purchase and install filtration tanks, wells and pipelines. The border guard has installed 7 water supply points for 8 localities in the management station's area.
People are very happy. Our border guards have instructed them on how to use and conserve the system in the long term.
This month is the peak of the drought, drying up streams. The border guards are overjoyed that they can provide the locals with wells, ensuring hygiene and safety for the local people. They are no longer using spring water for drinking and cooking.
We used to take water from the stream. Now, thanks to the government and border guards, we have water, and we are very happy.
In addition to activities to improve the lives of local residents, the border guards have implemented projects to create sustainable livelihoods for the local.
We are working on livelihood models that call on support from the community with seedlings. This year, we have bred pigs, chickens, and other poultry. We hope to improve the lives of the locals with sustainable livelihoods, contributing to building a strong border community.
The border guards of Quang Binh province and the Con Rang border guard station have positively enhanced the lives of people in the region. Their efforts also strengthen the relationship between the locals and the border guards in this far-flung part of the country.
According to experts from the Central Institute for Economic Management, Vietnam is among the top 3 developing economies in the world for exporting creative goods. This achievement is significantly contributed to by a Vietnam creative community, particularly those working in art tech, a field that combines art and technologies to create unique interactive art experiences.
30 high school students from Ho Chi Minh City participated in a workshop at the University of Economics Ho Chi Minh City to learn about the art tech industry. The students were introduced to using VR technology in painting, guided by Dang Minh Hang, one of the pioneering artists in this field in Vietnam.
Young students will get to experience, learn, and explore virtual reality, because there is no specialized training for this in Vietnam yet. Through these practical experiences, they will gain a deeper understanding of art tech and discover new emerging fields, especially the integration of art and technology.
Vietnam's creative community ranks in the top 3 in Asia for exporting creative economy. Virtual reality models and immersive art exhibitions have started to appear in Vietnam in recent years. This is a promising sign, opening a new door for art experiences for both artists and audiences.
Recently, art tech in Vietnam has developed significantly in various fields such as marketing, advertising, communication, event organization, performing arts, and the entertainment industry. Increasingly, artists are digitizing and using technology to create digital artworks, from digital painting to 3D sculpture and VR, AR art.
Through digital platform, art tech enables Vietnamese art to be showcased globally, making it accessible to broader audiences. Techniques like augmented reality can bring traditional Vietnamese stories and art to a global audience in an engaging way.
With the export value of creative goods exceeding $14.1 billion USD, experts assess the development potential of the art tech industry in Vietnam as limitless. Factors supporting the creative economy in Vietnam include a young, tech-savvy population, favorable government policies, rich cultural heritage, rapid digitalization, and increased integration with the global economy.
Now, Trọng Lý, a Vietnamese national living in Thailand, has painted more than 100 portraits of late President Ho Chi Minh over the past decade at the showcase of love and respect for Vietnam national hero. Lý 55 oil and watercolor paintings of Uncle Ho are introduced to the public at an exhibition which opens on Friday at the Vietnam Fine Arts Museum in Hanoi. The museum has coordinated with the Association of Thai People of Vietnamese Origin in Nakhon Phanom Province, Thailand, to organize the exhibitions as a commemorative event for the 134th birthday anniversary of late President Ho Chi Minh. In Dao Trọng Lý paintings, Uncle Ho's active life from the early days of fighting a way to save the country to important milestones in Vietnam Revolutionary. 55 paintings will be donated by artist Dao Trọng Lý to the Vietnam Museum of Fine Arts. President Ho Chi Minh was honored by UNESCO as a world cultural celebrity. He never aspired to pursue literature and art as a career, nor did he identify as a poet or writer. Nevertheless, he wielded his pen as a potent weapon during his revolutionary endeavors. He also inspired writers and artists in the culture and artistic spheres to contribute to the cause of national liberation and reconstruction.
5 texts by President Ho Chi Minh have been recognized as national treasures. These works exemplify the profound values of his ideology regarding the revolution for national liberation and the people's pursuit of independence, freedom, and happiness. President Ho Chi Minh paved the way on the cultural and ideological front through numerous works of poetry, memoirs, and journalism aimed at awakening the nation.
Each of his writings possesses significant persuasive power. They tell us that without faith, we cannot comprehend the path we have chosen, the ideals and goals we have embraced, especially in overcoming unique challenges.
Culture lights the way for the nation remains a consistent viewpoint in Ho Chi Minh's cultural ideology. With the wisdom and persuasion befitting a great cultural figure, President Ho Chi Minh inspired talented writers and artists to align themselves with the revolution, fostering a vibrant revolutionary arts culture.
He pioneered laying the groundwork for Vietnam's cultural and artistic front, attracting many artists to join and contribute to the revolution.
From a patriotic young man to a great leader and cultural figure, President Ho Chi Minh consistently championed national culture and embraced the essence of global culture. He serves as a shining example in the realm of culture.
Coming up next in our world news, North Korea test fire suspected missiles. And UN reports improved prospects for the world's economy. North Korea fired suspected short-range ballistic missiles off its east coast on Friday, according to South Korea military. The weapon traveled about 300 kilometers before landing in the waters between the Korean peninsula and Japan. Japan Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi said a North Korean missile landed outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. The South Korean military is closely monitoring the situation and the possibility of further launches. The country will share related information with its U.S. and Japanese partners. Tension between South Korea and North Korea have shown no sign of cooling down, as both sides consider the other side moves as a provocative behavior. South Korea opposes North Korea weapon tests, while Pyongyang criticized Seoul for its joint military exercises with the United States. Israel will abandon its free trade deal with Turkey and impose a 100% tariff on Turkey's imports. This action came in the context of Israeli retaliation for Ankara decisions to halt export to Israel. The decisions to be submitted to the Israeli cabinet for approval will remain in effect until the end of Turkey's President Erdogan's term in office. The Turkish Trade Ministry announced on May 2nd a halt to all trade activities with Israel due to the latter's military actions in the Gaza Strip. Israel called the Turkish move a declaration of economic boycott and a serious violation of international trade agreements. Turkey is the Palestinian Authority's largest importing source. The United Nations on Thursday reported improved prospect for the world's economy seen in its January forecast. These positive prospects are based on strong performances in the United States and large emerging economies, although vulnerabilities remain. More to follow.
According to a mid-year update of the January 2024 World Economic Situation and Prospects Report, global economic prospects have improved since January, with major economies avoiding a severe downturn, although they continue to face challenges. Most major economies have brought down inflation without increasing unemployment or sparking recession. Based on the brighter economic outlook for the US, the country's economy is projected to grow by 2.3% this year. Additionally, some leading emerging economies such as Brazil, India, and Russia are also forecast to experience positive growth.
Prognosis is one of guarded optimism, but with important caveats. So for 2024, our global growth forecast is now estimated to be 2.7%, which is up from the 2.4% we were expecting in January. And for 2025, we are expecting 2.8%, also up a little bit from what we were thinking earlier. And these changes are actually coming from better than expected performance in some of the large developed and emerging economies.
On the other hand, the UN report also issued warnings about challenges facing the global economy. Global investment has continued its downward trend since 2021. This reflects a sharp decline in investment growth in developing economies. Additionally, global goods trade growth remains weak. Severe climate shocks pose additional challenges to the global economic outlook, putting decades of development gains at risk. Rapid changes in technology, including artificial intelligence, AI, are bringing many new opportunities and risks to the world economy.
The New York Stock Exchange Dow Jones Industrial Average surpassed 40,000 points for the first time on Thursday. Meanwhile, global stock indexes are also at record highs, powered by strong quarterly results and rising bets of interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq indexes also hit record heights at the beginning of New York session before gradually losing steam and finishing slightly lower on the day. The Dow Jones hitting 40,000 means that regardless of concern about inflation and consumer sentiment, the companies in the Dow, which represent a cross-section of the economy, continue to march higher on better earnings and stronger guidance. Data on Wednesday previously showed cooler consumer price inflation. U.S. jobless claims for the week ending May 11 fell the most significantly in recent weeks. That's consumer price inflation cooled and the number of U.S. unemployment benefit applications decreased from the week before. These figures have boosted U.S. Treasury yields and the U.S. dollars. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch the program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download a mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.